So I said, well, what do you got that proves we went there? I got no paperwork from Grumman or Boeing. There's nothing in the archives. There's stars don't exist. And we'll get into some other things. And you said that the rooster tail of the rover, when it was running along the moon's surface, proved it.
With Duke acting as photographer and Young as driver, they put the rover through a full test.
Man, you are really bouncing. Is he on the ground at all?
That's 10 kilometers.
Huh? He's got about 2 wheels on the ground. Okay, turn sharp.
I have no desire to turn sharp. Okay, here's a Sharpie.
Hey, that's great. He's a big rooster tail out of all 4 wheels. And as he turns, he skids. The back end breaks loose just like on snow. Come on back, John. Hey, the DAC is running. Man, I'll tell you, Indy's never seen a driver like this. Okay, when he hits the craters and starts bouncing, it's when he gets his rooster tail. He makes sharp turns.
So I checked that out, and we'll see that further in the film. And I found that that was the absolute proof, Frank, that was taken on Earth. And the theory is, when we get there, so you'll understand, is that Einstein's theory. And remember, the moon has gravity. Moon has gravity. Like Earth, it's 1/6 the Earth's, but it's gravity. And you can see in the NASA videotape that I'm about to show that everything looks pretty heavy. I mean, once they got that LEM into gravity, it would have operated just like Earth gravity and been subject to the same effects. So when the rover spits dust out of the back, the law is that, the physics law is, that as fast as that dust or dirt, whatever it is you were spitting out of the back wheels of that rover, should have fallen to Earth at the same speed that it went up, because there's no atmosphere to stop it. And yet what we're going to see, Frank, is that it goes up and then it hits a wall of atmosphere. And it stops and it trails off. You can see it. It should have made a perfect arc going down as fast as it went up. But it doesn't, and you can see trails of it as it goes up, hits the atmosphere, and stops. Goes up, hits the atmosphere, and stops. That was done on Earth.
With Duke acting as photographer and Young as driver, they put the rover through a full test.
Man, you are really bouncing.
Is he on the ground at all? That's 10 kilometers.
Huh? He's got about 2 wheels on the ground. Okay, turn sharp.
I have no desire to turn sharp. Okay, here's a Sharpie.
Hey, that's great. He's a big rooster tail out of all 4 wheels.
All right, Frank, let's study this carefully. It's very important, because what we have here is no atmosphere and 1/6 gravity. This rooster tail should probably have gone up 60 feet in the air, and yet it only goes up maybe less than 10 feet, and it creates waves. You'll see them go up, waves. It doesn't make an arc like it should. The theory being, see that wave? That's because it hits atmosphere and stops. The sand, the dust. Those particles should have kept going, because nothing should have stopped it, but it hits resistance. And you can see it go, and they don't go up very high for no gravity. So let's take a look at this again. I mean, this is a very important point. This whole car, this whole rover problem, the side of the LEM was only 5 feet high. And yet, when this car was folded on a 90-degree angle, it would have been anywhere from 8 to 11 feet long, Frank. It could not have fit in there. And later we're going to see, when they take the LEM in Apollo 15 out, the rover out of the LEM in Apollo 15, You don't actually see them doing it. You obscure the photography so you can't see them take it out of the side. Now watch here. We're going to have those waves. A body in motion tends to remain in motion unless stopped. And the only thing that could stop this soil would be atmosphere. And that right there, those waves are where it hits the atmosphere and stops, Frank. I want to know what NASA scientific principle says that that's wrong. How on the moon could it create a wave like that? The dirt should have gone all the way through in a perfect rainbow arc. Watch again. It's very important. See those waves coming back in? Waves, lines like on a graph, telltale signs that it's hitting a wall of thick atmosphere and the dust is being suspended in it. They should not be there. You have to explain to me how they could possibly be there in no atmosphere to say that you were on the moon. And this was your definite proof, you said. You hung up on me at this point. You were exasperated and said you wouldn't talk to me anymore because I didn't believe that this was real. Let's take one more look at it. Like on a graph, there's a wave. The dust particles go up and get stopped. This was your proof. And this is my proof that it was taken on Earth. So there's my problem. I'm willing to say we went to the moon, Frank, if we can get past all the technical problems we're about to see. If I can see some paperwork, if I can see anything that proves it. And the video we're about to see, the official NASA video, appears to be all a fraud.